Hi everyone, welcome back to the London Premier League show. And today our special guest is Umair. How you doing, bro?
So I'm good.
You good? Quick announcement. I know on the first video we said videos will be released on the last Monday of each month, but we've decided to be more flexible with the schedule now. But keep notifications on. Videos will be uploaded every Saturday before the weekend's fixtures. So yeah, that's a slight tweak we've made to the show. But moving on with the show now. We had an international break 2 weeks ago. We've got another one in October and another one in November. I wanted to get your all of you guys' opinions on the international breaks because for me, it benefits no one. If you're on a winning streak, it halts your momentum, and the last thing you want to do when you lose is have to wait 2 weeks for another game. So I'll start off with our special guest, Omer. What's your opinion on these constant international breaks?
Well, absolutely hate him, to be honest. Absolutely hate him. With the most recent one, you obviously know what happened to Son Heung-min. He's out, and first game back, I don't know if it's the manager of the month curse or if it's just a normal Spursy thing, but awful. We don't have Son Heung-min for you guys, and with Lo Celso, he's looking dodgy. It's just not good. It's just not good.
Is that fun?
I'm not really a big fan, especially during the pandemic, traveling across countries, having to then isolate and then potentially catching COVID. There's just unnecessary problems causing to the team.
James?
It's awful. It's awful. I don't agree with it, especially when the season just started. It was just, it's awful. Yeah. It's awful. They should have done the international break later. Simple as.
Yeah, because the thing is, I know there's usually one every season, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because there's 3 in 3 months. I just find that's ridiculous to me. Like, I can't believe it. But anyways, discussion, the latest Premier League action. We'll start off with the big storyline of last weekend.
West Ham unbeaten. West Ham unbeaten.
Yeah, the return of none other than Cristiano Ronaldo's resentment. Your thoughts on that game? Ronaldo back?
To be honest, it's mixed emotions because I think the scoreline didn't really tell the whole story of the game. I feel like up until 2-1, it was even, and then we just peppered them towards the end and just got the 2 goals to make it 4-1. Newcastle were right in it. They could have easily scored an extra few goals or even won it. But, I'm happy nonetheless to get the victory. At the end of the day, you can only face what's in front of you, and there's 3 points.
Umair, coming to you next, obviously contrasting emotions for you. Your thoughts on Crystal Palace versus Tottenham?
Well, not that great, to be honest. I mean, I didn't expect us to win, but I didn't expect the performance to be as bad as it was, and we could definitely do better. Definitely, we could have done better. It's just there's a lot of improvements, and it's come to the point where I don't think it's because we've had Pochettino, we've had Mourinho, and now we're on to Nuno. It's like, can we still be blaming the managers, or is it something in the dressing room? Is it the players? Like, we've just lost Son Heung-min, and all of a sudden we're drawing 2-2 to Crystal Palace. It's unacceptable, but we just can't get to the bottom of the problem, which seems to be our main issue, to be honest.
Now, James, I know I told you this a few days ago. Obviously, match of the day last week, I watched it on catch up because I was watching Emma Raducanu win the US Open in the female tennis. And then I told James I was so tired afterwards. I was watching match of the day. I was almost falling asleep. Then it got to the West Ham game and I knew it was 0-0. I was like, oh, Antonio got a red card. That's it. I was like, get off. That's it. I'm not watching this game. So was the Antonio red card the only thing that happened in that game, or was it a good 0-0?
Complete as always, lack of respect for West Ham by Sion, yet again. Every episode. It's unbelievable. Antonio, sending off 2 yellow cards, that's fine. Southampton, I think they're going to have a difficult season. I think we talked a bit about them in the first episode, the possibility of relegation and that. But you take a point away from home in any Premier League game, you always got to at least get minimum of a point. So it makes us still unbeaten. Antonio sending off going to be a big issue on Sunday against Man United. The only plus with the game against Man United on Sunday is that what's the geezer's name? Ronaldo. He might have peaked too early. He may have peaked too early in his first game returning. So let's see what happens. But Southampton will take a point. It was boring first half. Second half was a little bit better, but Antonio sending off just capped off that performance really, that 30 seconds from the full-time whistle we could have avoided it, but there we go. Did Chelsea play?
Oh yeah, right. So moving into our game now. Firstly, 3-0, similar to Roehampton, 3-0 flattered us. Aston Villa, in the first half, they created 3 or 4 decent chances, mainly nicking the ball off Saul, making his debut. So obviously it wasn't a good first half from him. He got hooked at half time. Mendy kept us in the game with 2 big saves from Ollie Watkins. Thiago Silva blocked one, not off the line, but he stopped it going past him, which would have been in as well. So we were a bit lucky. Lukaku, our goal came out of nothing in the first half. Like, we didn't create anything else. But obviously, Jorginho came on at half time to replace Saul, which gave us a bit more control in the midfield. And second half was an improvement, massive improvement. But yeah, 3-0. Like, if you didn't watch the game to the neutral, you would think, comfortable win. But it was anything but. Villa were unlucky. In my opinion. Golden Boot winner predictions. I'll stick with James. Your Golden Boot winner predictions for this season?
And who's top of the Premier League goal scorer so far?
Bruno.
I think I might stay with that person. I might stay with that person.
Well, you
Bruno
think Antonio's going to win it?
I think it's Antonio, isn't it?
No, it's Bruno Fernandes.
No, I'm going to go for. Harry Kane.
I think Harry Kane, even though he's not even off the mark yet.
He'll come good. He's got to come good. He wants to leave at the end of next season.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be desperate. He can't. He's got to perform on that basis. But Harry Kane.
That's fair. Interesting. Roehampton?
I want to say Lukaku, but it's just I need to see him perform against a big top 6 team. At Man United, he only scored 1 goal against top 6, and that was Chelsea. So it's just I can easily go for Lukaku, but Ronaldo's definitely got his eyes on that price too. So I think I'm going to go for Lukaku for now.
Amir?
Well, you see, if you asked me that question back before Ronaldo joined United, I would have said Harry Kane. But seeing Harry Kane perform in our first few games, and with Cristiano Ronaldo in, I honestly have my money on Cristiano Ronaldo, because you've got to admit, whatever team he goes to, he's practically a goal machine. Like, they could have a bad day, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to bag some goals that day. So I have my money on him, to be honest.
Fair. Going back to Roehampton's point on Lukaku, it's a good point. Obviously, there's still question marks over his big game goal scoring record. But for me, obviously, it's a good point. Last season, we were pretty good against the big teams in most competitions. Our downfall was the smaller teams. So I know Lukaku, they like calling him the flat track bully and stuff like that. If he scores against all the bottom half teams, like teams 8th and below, I'll be perfectly fine with that. He'll win the Golden Boot off that alone, I think, because that's our downfall last season. Our big game record's pretty good, but if it's not Lukaku, I'll probably agree. I'll probably say Ronaldo. I think Harry Kane, I think his head's out of it now. I don't think he wants to be at Spurs anymore. Like, no touch against Crystal Palace in the penalty area, no touches in the box, no shots.
Yeah, it's horrible. He's just lost it, to be honest.
That Palace, they look like prime Barcelona 2011. No touches in the opposition box. Kane, Palace. Nah.
It's like when there was that whole thing with Harry Kane trying to leave Spurs, there was a part of me that was supporting it, to be honest, because one, he just didn't deserve to just stick around anymore with like everything he's done for Spurs, and we've just not gotten to where we should be. Sure, like miles past Arsenal, but are we really? Can we really call that success? Like, it's
Yeah.
come. Our rivalry with Arsenal is it's something small now. We need to start looking at silverware. We need to start looking at the big prizes, and that's what Harry Kane's here for. And it's just he doesn't deserve to stay at a team that's just in a trophy drought. His talent could be put more into use in, say, a team like City. Maybe help them win a European Cup for once. It's just, yeah. And I understand why he doesn't want to be there. I just don't understand why in the big games. I mean, Crystal Palace wasn't even a big game, but he just disappears. Like, I've mentioned this to Sion before in private. Like, the best moment of my life with Tottenham has happened without Harry Kane. The Lucas Moura hat trick against Ajax. Like, that was probably one of the best moments of my life, and Harry Kane wasn't there. So, do we really need him? I'm not sure.
So another question. That's a good point. Would you have sold Harry Kane this summer if you were Levy?
100%. 100%.
Sold him for how much?
Obviously, Man City's first offer of 100 million just didn't cut it. But when there was like talks about them offering 150, I think if I was Levy, I would have given in. We could put that money towards our team. We could put that money towards maybe a new striker. We could have gotten Ings, for example, or we could have looked at Martinez from Inter Milan. So, yeah.
James, linked to this topic, Declan Rice. Obviously, he doesn't want to leave.
Don't even go there.
He doesn't want to leave West Ham. He doesn't want to leave West Ham. It's not quite the Harry Kane situation, but hypothetically, how much money would you take for him next summer?
Listen. Next summer, West Ham. I'm not worried about West Ham. What would I take for him? I don't know. It depends on where he goes, because I would look similar to what Harry Kane's value is, but I'd be happy to get 100 million for Declan Rice plus a player. So it depends on what club he goes to. Simple as. But Declan, he ain't going anywhere. West Ham continue what they're doing, we'll be all right. We might even surprise a few people even more this season.
All right. Well, we'll let Omer and Razanthan off for this midweek's European fixtures, because we know what happened to them lot.
Hey, God.
All right, go on.
Yeah. No. You just got to at least acknowledge it, Sion. You just got to at least acknowledge it, and I think even both Omer and Razanthan would give West Ham credit. First time in Europa League, first time in Europe for a long time. That was a remarkable performance last night.
Remarkable. Oh, yeah. I was going to congratulate West Ham. I was just not going to banter United or Spurs.
You were going to move on. No.
I was going to talk about West Ham. I was like, we're going to spare them the banter.
All right, well, let's move on anyway. It's the London Premier League. Come on, let's move on.
Yeah. Previewing this weekend's fixtures, the two main games. We'll start with West Ham United. James, West Ham being the home team. Your thoughts on this game?
I can't wait for it. It's one of the biggest games I like every season. It's been made better because of Ronaldo. I can't wait. You boys know what I do. For me to be there commentating on the game on Sunday is going to be electric. It's going to be brilliant. But as a fan, I think West Ham, I've said it earlier on, I won't go on about it. No Antonio has a big difference. So with Antonio, I would have taken a win. And I think we may have got it. Man United have beaten us quite a few times recently. But I think with Antonio, we would have got a win. So I think the draw is what I want now on Sunday. I think it'd be interesting to see what team David Moyes plays. He may start Zuma in his first Premier League for West Ham. May start one or two of the others. And then I think Ollie's under a lot of pressure to get the team selection right. He's got some good players now, and I think he's going to be under a little bit of pressure every time he selects the starting 11 in whatever competition. So his starting 11 on Sunday will be quite interesting because he's got to get that combinations right. And I think that's pretty tough, the players that United have. And in the next few weeks with their players coming back as well. But yeah, I think London Stadium, 60,000, I think it'd be a good atmosphere. I think it'd be, the stadium's looking a lot better in terms of atmosphere. It's still pretty sort of ridiculous how it's a football stadium, but we've talked about that in the past. You know, it's for me, it's a football stadium as a one-off, like Champions League final, not a stadium for someone to play in it every week in, week out. But hey ho. But I'm going to go for a 2-2. Is my prediction for Sunday. 2-2. That's only because we haven't got Antonio. You know, and Zuma. This will please you, Sion. Zuma to score an injury time equaliser.
Oh, okay.
And I'm recording my commentary for Sunday. So if that happens, we'll be playing a bit of it in the next episode, mate.
Resantford, Man United, the away
Here
team.
we go. Here we go.
I agree with what Mr. Jackson was saying about the lineup. He is definitely now under pressure. The lineup's now shining on him again because there's a second time we've now lost to a subpar team in the Champions League. It's unacceptable. You cannot lose to Istanbul, come out and say this won't happen again, and then repeat the same mistake the year after. I think it's just shocking. Tactics weren't great on Tuesday, and you know, I can make the excuse of the players, but I can't. We literally have the greatest players of the world 11. We have one of the greatest squad depths now. We have the ability to play a B team and still be able to come away we should be able to come away with 3 points. You know, not playing Van der Beek. I know McTominay is slowly coming back. Rashford slowly going back. That's not an excuse. I need to see better tactics, better style of play, just better integration, to be honest. The substitutions he was making, it just wasn't on point either. You know, bringing off your best player. I understand you want to rest them, but someone like Ronaldo, you know, I'm pretty sure his physical age is like 28. He's pretty much in line with his other teammates. So I think if you want the win, you just need to tactically outperform him. He's known for tactically doing it well with mediocre or just par teams.
And your score prediction?
I think it's going to be a low scorer one. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. Before I come to Amer, you briefly mentioned Van der Beek. From a United perspective, I wanted to get your thoughts on Ole's treatment of him, like since he signed.
I don't know how to feel about that one because behind the scenes, we don't know what happens. Me personally, I don't believe that's a Ole signing. I believe that's a board signing just to please the fans. Because when you consider that we signed Bruno Fernandes in January and the performance he put in between that and towards Project Restart, it doesn't make sense for us to sign Van der Beek at all. And I don't know. It's hard to integrate him when you have the likes of Pogba, Sancho, Rashford. You know, I prefer, if with those kind of depth, I prefer to just play one holding midfielder and just go all out attack.
Do you think Van der Beek's like worthy of more minutes, like maybe in your starting 11? Do you think he gets in your best team? Maybe like in the double pivot? If
Probably not starting 11, but he's definitely a team player. I mean, I see no reason why he can't start the group stages of the Champions League games, Carabao Cup games, and the FA Cup games.
Can I ask a question quickly then? Do you think he's a player that has to start rather than he's unlikely to come off the bench?
He definitely has the ability to start. It's just with the players.
I think he needs to start in the starting 11 because I think if he's on the bench, he's more unlikely not to come on.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be harder because with someone like Bruno Fernandes' mentality, he does not want to get subbed off, and so it's a like-for-like sort of replacement, and so it's going to be hard to bring him on if Bruno doesn't want to come off.
What's Sion? What's your prediction for West Ham Man United? And Umar, what's your prediction for?
Oh yeah. I was gonna come to that. So West Ham Man United. I agree with Resantford. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw as well. I think it's gonna be a 1-1. I think United, they're a bit cagey a bit from midweek. They don't want to lose because I think the fan base will erupt. I think that'll put pressure on Ole. So yeah, I think I know like West Ham very good at home, defensive records really good. United as well on their travels, unbeaten since January 2020. They go on about this away record. I think they broke it last time. Southampton 1-1 draw. So yeah, I think another 1-1 draw for me. Umair, you West Ham Man United?
So I have a feeling it could either be a draw, or I think it could be a 1-1 draw, or I think somehow West Ham will get it 1-0. It won't be a big win, but somehow West Ham will. I think because of the home advantage and just less games compared to United, I think United will cave in. I honestly think United will cave in, and yeah, 1-0 to West Ham.
Okay,
Lovely.
and obviously the London derby, sticking with Omer, Tottenham being the home side. Your thoughts on that game?
Well, with how it's looking, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think it's something you just can't predict. I think Chelsea have every chance of winning it, to be honest, because our team news ain't looking good. I mean, I've heard news about Bergwijn coming back in possibly, but Son, I'm not too sure. There's sources saying he is going to be there. There's sources saying now his injury is too bad, and with the whole Chelsea boost with N'Golo Kante coming back in, it just makes it even more of a nightmare for us. So if we win it, it'd be pure fluke, but I'd say it'd be 1-0 to Chelsea. 1-0 to Chelsea, yeah.
James?
Sorry?
James? Yeah, so
I want to hear your opinion first. You're
what, me?
Chelsea.
Okay, us being the
To
away
you,
side.
me,
Right.
with Sanford, we're listening to you too.
Yeah, right. So
You actually want me to comment on the Chelsea Tottenham? You might not like what I'm going to say, so let's hear from you first.
okay, yeah. So me
Come
now.
on, you're a Chelsea fan. I want to know what you think's going to happen. Here we go.
Right,
This
so
will be interesting.
I know Tottenham, like right now, they've got a lot of injuries, but for me, these big games, derbies are derbies for me. I know Tottenham will turn up. Like these games are a bit dangerous. It can go, it's 50-50. I know we're favourites, but obviously Tottenham want to bounce back from their defeat to Palace. It's they're at home in front of their home crowd, over 60,000. They're going to be up for it and stuff like that. I know we haven't lost to Tottenham in the league since 2018-19, but no unbeaten run lasts forever.
That's true.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I know we've got the boost of N'Golo Kante coming back. I'm not sure if Lucas Moura's back for Tottenham, and I've heard he might be injured apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he is. So it's not
And
looking good for us, to be honest.
and the thing is with us, I don't know if you guys have been seeing our games. Like we haven't created many chances this season. I know we've been grinding out wins, but I would say since the Arsenal game, it's not been like consistent for 90 minutes in terms of creating chances. So I'll go for a narrow win. I'm going 2-1. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think Spurs will score, but I'm hoping we can grind it out. But obviously I'm confident for the game, but I'm not here to banter anyone because I don't want it to come back and bite me. That's me.
Oh, what an excuse. What an excuse, Theon. You've got to be a bit more. I'll tell you what I think, and then we'll go to the Sanford.
Just quickly, if we win the league, then I'll banter everyone at the end of the season.
It won't happen, though. It won't happen.
Oh, dear. Anyway, get back to this game, Tottenham-Chelsea. I've got two schools of thought, okay? I do think Tottenham will play well. I think they will have to. I think this could be Kane's game, but part of me thinks it could even be just a boring 0-0, you know? Because obviously, I just think, I don't know, you might do each other out, if you understand what I mean. I think
cancel each other out.
I think you may sort of defensively Chelsea are good, but I think Tottenham may, if they haven't got Son and all that, they haven't got that sort of quick attacking flair. So, but then part of me, I hate to say this, I'm going 0-0, similar to what Amir said about the West Ham. I'm going 0-0, but I might even think of Tottenham nick it 1-0, possible. Restart their season, you know, which sounds silly considering they were top of the league.
Yeah.
You know, but they haven't done anything. They haven't really been like firing. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing like we're saying. Are we saying Kane hasn't scored yet?
He hasn't scored in the league. No.
Yeah.
And they were top of the league. They're top of the league. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I know he's missed the opening game or something, or the first couple, but that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a 0-0 or a Tottenham win 1-0.
Imagine this quick before we get to Resampton. Imagine this: Tottenham started the season with 9 points. Obviously, Arsenal none. If we beat Tottenham and then Arsenal beat them in the derby, then Arsenal will be on 9 points with Spurs. That'll be a good story.
To be honest, that probably won't happen if you think about it. With how Arsenal are playing, I honestly predict them to be relegated at the end of this season. They're not producing. Like I'm not even saying this. I'm not even saying this because of rivalry. Like their performance have been awful.
I just think they're too good to
They've got a tough game as well, Arsenal, tomorrow. A tough game. Burnley
Arsenal
away.
playing Burnley away. If I
Burnley
think
away.
if Arsenal beat Burnley away, they'll go into the North London derby tails up confidence. They're at home
Yeah.
as well. At the Emirates.
And they've got the League Cup in midweek. They've got Wimbledon at home, Arsenal. But anyway, the Southampton,
Yep.
I think Sion's just trying to deflect the fact that you might go for a Tottenham win as well. So let's just hear the Southampton's prediction for Tottenham-Chelsea, yeah?
I think I want to believe it's going to be 0-0. I think whatever team gets the chance or the opportunity, I think they will take it. And I don't know, maybe Tottenham might just get that late opportunity and take it, similar to how they did in Man City, take their chance, score, and then just defend for the rest of the game. But honestly, I can see both teams maybe sitting back. You know, it's early into the season. Both teams are doing well. They've got nothing to lose. I can see this being a bit more of a tactical draw than a safe draw.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything
If
else
we-
to add before we wrap up?
Well, if it is a 1-0 win, like I said, it'd be totally fluke. But I think the only way we'd score would be one of Harry Kane's just magical bullet headers from a corner. Because I don't imagine us scoring any other way against you guys, to be honest. Because your defense is on point.
Everyone, no one's invincible. We can lose anyone. Like I remember, when Man City won those back-to-back titles, I remember everyone's like, "Oh, who's gonna stop them?" Liverpool, they came and did it. So anyone's beatable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No one's got an invincibility cloak on them. That's what I think. I'm hoping we'll beat Spurs, but obviously it's 50-50 game. For me, these big games are game. That's what I think. Anyone else? Any other final comments before we wrap up?
Yeah, where do you think you will be in the next couple of weeks in the league?
Who? Chelsea.
All of us. Like West
yeah.
Ham are currently 8th, but only like a point off of being in the top 5, 2 points off of being on the top. So it's pretty tight in the league at the moment. So I think the next couple of league matches are pretty important. And I think that's where we then really see, you know, our 4 teams and see where they are how they're going to pan out. I think you're right about Arsenal. I'd be worried about Arsenal. Burnley would be tough tomorrow, and then the London derby will be interesting. But I think you know can you imagine if they did get relegated? Deary me, that'd be like Leicester winning the Premier League. That would be. You know?
Yeah,
that'd be amazing. But
answering your question as well, I think if we can get past our next 2 games, we've got Spurs, and then the following weekend we've got Man City at home in the early kickoff at Stamford Bridge on the Saturday, and then after that we've got quite a favourable run on paper, because obviously we've already played Liverpool, Arsenal both away, playing Spurs away Sunday, playing Spurs away on Sunday, and then Man City. That's in the first 6 games. Then after that we've got a bit of a run, the Norwiches, the Newcastles, the teams like that. So if we can get through Tottenham and Man City unscathed, then I really think we can push on and be in this title race, I think, till the end of the season. That's
I agree. So, I think if West Ham can still be in the top 8 after a couple more games, then I think there's a real chance that I'd consider us finishing in the top 8 at the end of the season, and we could even push top 6. So I'd be happy with that. As Amir is here and he's a Tottenham fan, we got to get him back on at some stage in the rest of the season. But what would you be happy with at the end of this season as a Tottenham fan?
Well,
bearing in mind the cups, what would you be happy with?
Maybe another shot at the Carabao Cup, maybe win it. And realistically speaking, because as a Spurs fan, I'd say win everything. But
win the Conference League.
It's a good start.
It's something, isn't it? It's something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that a trophy? That's not a trophy. Come on, guys. Is the Conference League a trophy? Like, nah, come on. Europa League is a trophy, fantastic. Come on, Conference League. I'm being serious.
But at least it ain't an Audi Cup, so it's something. It's something to put on under the name of Spurs. So it's a good start.
I mean, Spurs did win something best engineering or architect award for the White Hart Lane. There's a trophy.
Yeah.
All right, result for your turn, United.
Realistically, I was a second, but my optimism just tells me we have to be first. There's just no reason why we can't be first. We've got such an easy run of games. We don't play Liverpool until like October. I don't see why we can't be first coming to that game.
But what about your schedule after that, your October, November fixtures?
I think, yeah, I'm still going to stick with second. I mean, I don't see why we can't beat these teams on paper. On paper, we have one of the top 3 best teams in the league. There's no excuses. We can afford to rotate our squad as well. We have players that are good enough to be rotated. Van de Beek, Martial, Cavani. We have Rashford to come back from injury, Telles to come back, McTominay. All these players are good enough to be getting 3 points against even the bottom 10. There's literally no excuses. I don't see why we can't be minimum second come November.
The same for I agree with you there. I'll end by saying something like, at the start of the season, I think everyone would have thought if you are anywhere near Man City or Chelsea, you could win the league. They're going to win the league, Man City, Chelsea. But I think now you've got to add Man United into that equation. They've done some really good business in the transfer, not just with Ronaldo coming back. So I think it's them 3. I think Tottenham will have a good season. I'd like to see them win a cup because I just think their fans deserve it and all that. But at the end of the day, no matter what Chelsea, Tottenham or Man United do, West Ham are going to have another quality season, finish in the top 6. And I think we may pick up a cup ourselves. And then to cap it off, it'd be lovely if Arsenal get relegated. Oh my God.
Honestly, I'd be happy.
It'd be amazing.
Well, guys, that's it for today's video. Smash a like on the video, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and be on the lookout for more videos coming up. Remember, videos will be released on Saturday before the weekend's fixtures. We're no longer doing the last Monday of every month anymore because we don't want to leave too much of a gap in between videos because there'll be too many talking points to talk about in one video. So that's all for today.
Oh, and can I just add one thing, Sion? Sorry, you don't know this.
Yeah.
I don't know how many subscribers we're at with YouTube, yeah? Have we hit the 3 figures yet?
No, so I can check
So
now.
if we hit 100 subscribers, we'll do a raffle for all 100 members, and it'll be a signed sort of.
Right, no, we're halfway there. We're on 50.
Right. So we need to, when we get to 100, we'll do a raffle with a couple of prizes for our subscribers. So if you subscribe, tell people to subscribe. If you're watching this and you haven't, click that button. Simple as. And people know me; they know I can get some good stuff. Go on, Sion, let's finish it.
Well, yeah, that's it. That's it for today's video, everyone. So we'll see you all soon.